Mr. Blanchard, you indicate that you lent Ms. Sapp $1,896.
Correct.
And you claim that your friend has not paid you back.
Correct.
And you say, Ms. Sapp, that you don't owe the plaintiff any money other than $500 that he gave you in the beginning of these transactions. So, Mr. Blanchard, when did the defendant first ask you to borrow some money?
July 28th of 2023. She needed to borrow some money for a hotel room.
And how much did she need to borrow?
$500.
Did she ask you for the $500, or is that what you gave her?
That's what she asked me for.
She said she'd pay you back by the end of August.
Yep, by the end of August, August 31st.
Is that correct, Ms. Sapp?
That is correct.
When did you give her the money?
July 28th.
And you figured you'd be able to pay it back by a month or so, by the end of August?
That was my plan.
That was your plan, but...
life got in the way.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So you were unable to repay it.
Correct.
But there came a time when you extended more money to Ms. Sapp?
Yep.
And what were the circumstances?
She was about to be kicked out of her hotel room again, and she would have been on the street, and she did not want to go to the shelter because she has her cat, and she felt like it was the end of the line if she did that, and I don't want to see anything happen.
You wouldn't be able to take your cat with you?
Correct.
Under most circumstances.
And I didn't want to see anything happen to her.
Well, that's what friends are for.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, sometimes. But she got the room, she paid for it, then her car was impounded, she found out, and so on and so forth.
What was the amount of the second loan, and how did that come about?
The second amount was...
was it $700?
Altogether, it came out to $711.26.
And what was that for?
That was for her car repair, her car to be taken out the impound. Then it had to be towed from the impound to the mechanic.
Is that correct?
He insisted I go to his mechanic, even though I wanted to go to a reputable licensed mechanic. He insisted to tow my car to his mechanic.
Would it be fair to say that that also was a loan?
He offered to help me out, and the condition was once I got on my feet, we would make payment arrangements. And then suddenly I get papers, certified mail, that he's suing me for this amount.
I read all of your texts.
Yes.
And I know what you were going through. And at one point you said, if I knew how you were going to act, I would have slept under a bridge. How did you come up with that?
Because if he didn't loan me that $500, that's exactly where I would have been.
Yeah, so in times of need, you always seem to turn to the plaintiff, and he always seemed to be there for you.
He has. And I have numerous other friends that have helped me out in this last year with the times I'm going through, and he's the only one who's asking for anything.
Well, then that's why you should pay him. Judge Sibolda?
Mr. Blanchard, in your complaint, you say that at some point the defendant blocked you from communicating with her at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then you loaned her more money.
Yep.
Why?
A mutual friend of ours had told me a situation that she was in, and I told her, have her call me. I was like, just tell her to call me. I was like, I don't want to see her homeless, and I don't want to see her, like, suicidal or anything like that. Or any kind of, or hurt herself.
You were definitely a good
like,
friend.